Just thought I'd make a quick video here. I did some maintenance on the truck. I didn't video any of it. I just changed the oil and while I was going over it, I changed the air filter. It had been 6 years since I changed the air filter in it. I used it to go up north, and I got a purchase agreement on my cottage, so it's essentially sold. And I wanted to bring back a welder. This welder here is probably repaired more cars. Majority of the cars I've restored, this welder welded up. And it had some issues from, because it's pretty old. And these drive rollers, both drive rollers were worn out, so I replaced both drive rollers. I think I had to replace it was a cooling fan I had to replace. That was all, the blade would flop around, was all noisy and rattly. And the whole gun assembly, the gun liner was worn out. So I replaced the whole, needed a whole assembly, and the regulator had gone bad. And so I just went and bought a brand new welder, which I used on the Catalina and the Galaxy, what little tiny bit of welding I had to do on the Galaxy. I don't think I did any. Yeah, I did the gas tank, and where the filler hole was rotted out. But anyway, yeah, that's probably done 20 cars. It built this press that is all covered in towels and stuff. It built my welding bench, or AKA workbench. Built quite a few things with it. It's been a darn good welder. But what I like about it is you can really crank the amperage down like about there. And it does a beautiful job on sheet metal. Better than that welder, because that welder, I think the wire's 30 thousandths. They're both MIG, 2575 gas. This one, the wire's 23 thousandths. And you can turn the amperage down more on this welder. So I could literally just run a bead down sheet metal about that speed. And if it wasn't a flat panel, it wouldn't warp. If it was a flat panel, you got it just a little here and there. But if it was like something, where there's body lines or something that going to make it a little more rigid, I could just go about like that, and it would look beautiful. It wouldn't be all lumpy, very easy to grind out and finish. So that is why I brought this welder back home. Now, originally when I bought that welder, I bought it because this, it was a couple $100 worth of parts for this welder, and being an old welder, I thought, well, I'll replace it with a new welder. Well, then my dad's like, well, why don't you fix it up? My dad's like, I'll pay for the parts if you fix it up and give it to your brother. So I did. And he just didn't like it. I don't know. He tried to show him where to set the settings for different things and show him this thing here that tells you. But anyway, he didn't like it. So I took it up north to the cottage, and I used it up there quite a number of times. We built a bunk bed that's up there, and that was the welder that welded it together. And so anyway, I brought it home. So if I do more car body sheet metal work, I actually like this welder for doing sheet metal better than my new one. And so that's why I brought it back home from the cottage. What's left in the place, I'm selling with the place. My brother got out what he wanted. I gave him last summer until Labor Day weekend to get out. Told him, take whatever you want. Just take, I don't care. So he did. And so anyway, I just went up and got back, and that was about due for an oil change. So I did the oil change, and like I say, the air filter was hideous. Well, it wasn't too bad. I won't call it hideous. It isn't as bad as the one in the Bel Air. That's been in there for 6 years. I've looked in the maintenance log on the truck, and it's been 6 years. And but then I thought, and I'd driven up to get that air filter, the air filter for the truck with the Bel Air, because I had the whole assembly apart to take a look at it right after I changed the oil and filter. So I took this And while I'm in there, I'm thinking, I can't remember the last time I changed the air filter in this. It's probably been at least 30 years. I'll look in the maintenance book, but I ordered a new filter for it. Filter for that was $12. The filter for this is $28. But I'll show you the filter, and then tomorrow the new one should be in, and we'll put the new one in. But yeah, I was flabbergasted at how grungy it is. The car will probably run better with the new air filter in it. I don't want to step on that, so I want to set it kind of out of the way, but yeah. There's a lot of crud in it. That's a pretty dirty air filter. It's an old one. It says it's made in Canada. There it's in French. There it's in English, made in Canada in English. Oh, it's a Fram CA-176. I don't know if that shows up in there or not. That's what's in here. I don't know what brand the new one's going to be, but yeah, that one definitely needs to be replaced, that filter. And anyway, so we'll put the housing back on, and hopefully tomorrow that filter comes in. And it's hard to do this one-handed. All right, so I'll get a new air filter on this, and we should be good for a bit of cruising. I think I'm gonna try and start on these wheels in the next week or so, and I'm gonna finish this first. I got to get this headlight bucket off so I can fix the gouge in it. So I'll finish that, and then I'm gonna start on those wheels so I can put the tires on the Bel Air. Anyway, just thought I'd make a video. Hadn't put a video up in a while. Been keeping busy with everything I need to get done around here and some other things I'm doing. Anyway, that's why I haven't been making videos. Just been too busy getting things done. So I'll show you with the new air filter, the brand, or what it looks like once we get it. There we are, a new air filter. That ought to make the old 348 a little happier, and maybe squeeze another mile to the gallon out of it. Yeah, this filter doesn't look as dirty in the video as it really is, but it was as white as that originally. And yeah, it's pretty cruddy. So anyway, that's probably been 20 years. I'll get the manual out and we'll look at how long that's been in the car. I don't replace them very often. That's the number. So if you own one of these old Chevs and you need an air filter for it, the 283 2-barrel and the 348 4-barrel used the same filter. The Tri-Power used a different filter than the 4-barrel. It was a bigger, thinner one. But anyway, if you need a filter for your Air of Chevrolet that has one of these old style air cleaner housings on it, I need to bead blast this and repaint it. See, the edges are kind of cruddy. So I might do that yet this summer, and instead of putting a sticker on it, I'll scan that, cut it out, and then paint it on like I did on the Trike-About with the colors. Anyway, there we go. There's a new air filter in the Bel Air. I'll mark it in the maintenance record, and we'll see when that air filter was put in. I bet it's been at least 30 years anyway. We'll look. You know, I mean, I put 1,000 miles a year on the car now, so it doesn't take much to, it doesn't take much maintenance. But yeah, that definitely is in need of replacement. So there we go. The car squeeze every mile to the gallon we can out of this thing. Premium's already well over $6 a gallon, and they're talking it could go as high as $9 this summer, thanks to Donald Trump and his stellar Making America Great Again. So let me get the key and we'll look and see when that was changed last. Yeah, I was out running around with it yesterday, and I had the doors locked where I was parked, and it's easier just to unlock the door there and get in the car than climb in, with the truck sitting there. So that way I can Let me push the motorcycle ahead too so the door doesn't hit it, and then I'll record that in the maintenance record and see when it was last changed. Yeah, I've been putting these on gas pumps every time I buy gas. Yeah, I'm just, you know, last time gas was high, it was after COVID. I kind of, you know, got it because of the supply chains and stuff were disrupted. But this is all this person's fault right here, these high costs of gas. Have nothing to do with COVID or an illness or anything else other than his ego. And like I said, I try and keep politics off my channel. But yeah, he hasn't made America great yet, that's for sure. He's made it absolutely horrid. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see when let me enter that in here and we'll go from there. All right, there we go. We just marked it in the book, and let me just go through and see. There's some earlier ones because I had filled the one pages and turned it over and started filling the back side, so I'm going the other way through the book now. Yeah, I've had this since I purchased the car. Keep track of all the maintenance and repairs. Let me see when the last air filter. I'll dig through here. It might take me a while. There we go. So I replaced the air filter last, and that would be what, September 24th of 08 with just 79, well, that would have been 179,000. It's got 205,000 now. I purchased the car with 58,000 miles. But there we go, 18 years since the air filter has been replaced. So, you know, it's not like I replace them every day or every year or whatever. They last a long time. That's the last time it's had a tune-up, was back in 08 also. And I overhauled the carburetor at that time too, back in 08. So there we go. Just thought I would show that. All set for some cruising. I'll get the car out and do a little ride in it. Maybe this weekend if it's nice. It's supposed to be in the 80s. It's only like, it's last night we had a frost, and supposed to start warming up, and maybe use the car a little bit more, maybe ride the bike a little bit more. I haven't had the bike out in a few days because I've been out of town. I've been busy and doing other things, you know, trying to take care of things. But anyway, we'll get it out maybe this weekend, do a little ride, see if there's any cars out cruising. Maybe I'll make a video if there is. If there isn't, I won't, obviously. But that should make the car a little happier, having a new air cleaner in it. And I've had a ton of people ask me if I'd do it. Well, three, not a ton. 3 people asked me if I'd do a video on this Heathkit oscilloscope, hooking it up. They've seen it out when I ran it on the Galaxy, and I think the Catalina too. But anyway, I'll throw it on here and in the next couple weeks, and we'll do a check everything out, you know, make sure everything's, all the timing and everything's good, and just give it a going over just to get the maximum fuel economy out of it. In the past, when Biden was president and premium was $7 a gallon, I retarded the timing a few degrees so I could run a lower octane, cheaper gas. And the performance of the engine was such that the fuel economy dropped off enough to where it was cheaper to put the timing back up to factory specs and run the higher octane gas, because it just dramatically reduced performance. This car gets pre-ignition if I run a less than a 91 octane gas, and you can hear a spark knocking under, you know, acceleration, like going up grades and stuff. And that can break the piston rings and pit the pistons. It can damage the engine, so you don't want that to happen. So I just ended up putting the timing back to factory specs and run the premium gas, and just spend the money, because at the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference in cost, because it gets another 3 or 4 miles a gallon with the timing set properly, and that makes up for retarding it and putting crummy gas in it that makes it run hot and inefficient. So I'd rather have it run cool and efficient and get the best fuel economy. And then at the end of the day, I think even with the more expensive gas, it probably is cheaper to just leave it alone. And I just don't drive it as much. Like that summer when after COVID, the gas was so expensive, I hardly drove this. And I'll probably hardly drive it this summer if gas stays high. I got that to ride. That gets 45 miles a gallon. The new Honda CR-V Trail Sport gets 30 miles a gallon, and those get 100 miles a gallon each. That gets about 20. I took it up north and it was running 20.1 miles a gallon with the cruise set on 75 miles an hour. So that's, you know, I guess that's pretty good for a pickup. And towing it gets about 13. If I'm towing the, like the car hauler or something behind it, it'll get about 13. But I don't tow with it much anymore, so I use that when I go up north because I'm always hauling stuff back and forth. You know how that goes. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Just probably dragging it on, babbling along here. So if you like the video, hit that thumbs up icon. If you like my channel, that 348 engine that powers us, there's an icon that'll pop up of that engine. That'll help you subscribe. And thank you for taking the time to spend a few minutes watching my video.